Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into some really striking ideas from an ancient text called The Hidden Counsels of God.
That's right. We're focusing specifically on what it says about, well, suffering and childlessness. Pretty heavy topics.
Definitely. Our aim here is to kind of unpack the key insights, understand the thinking behind them, and just give you a clear overview to think about.
And it offers let's say, a particular lens on these universal human experiences, framing hardship and life's meaning in ways that might seem, well, unexpected today.
So right off the bat, the text claims the righteous are in the hand of God, untouched by torment. That's a bold statement.
It is. And immediately you might think, what about righteous people who do suffer? How does the text handle that?
Exactly. It feels like a potential contradiction right away.
Well, it does address that. It acknowledges that from the outside to the foolish, as it calls them, it looks like affliction, like destruction even.
Okay.
But the text insists their reality is actually peace, a state of being in God's care that others just don't perceive.
So a difference between appearance and reality. Earthly view versus maybe a spiritual one.
Precisely. It's suggesting a deeper truth beyond immediate circumstances.
Then it goes further. Even if they seem punished, it's presented as a test, like refining gold.
Yeah, that refining metaphor is powerful. God tried them. The idea is that hardship isn't punishment for the truly righteous, but a way to prove their worth, to show their faithfulness.
Like adversity reveals true character.
Exactly, and strengthens it. It implies these trials have a purpose, leading to this hope full of immortality.
Right. And that hope is tied to a pretty significant future reward. The text talks about them shining, judging nations, ruling with God.
That future glory really reframes the present suffering. It provides a context, a reason to endure.
And it contrasts this, doesn't it,
Yeah.
with the wicked, whose punishment is linked to their thoughts, their neglect of righteousness.
Yes, it draws a clear line connecting internal state thoughts, beliefs, with actions and ultimate consequences. There's a sense of divine order.
Okay, so that covers the suffering angle. But then, as we mentioned, it shifts quite dramatically to childlessness.
It's quite remarkable, really. It explicitly blesses the childless woman, provided she's undefiled, saying she'll bear fruit at the judgment of souls.
Fruit of the judgment. What kind of fruit are we talking about here? It's obviously not, literal children.
Almost certainly not. It likely points towards a spiritual legacy, the positive impact of virtuous life, good deeds, the kind of fruit recognized in a divine accounting.
I see. So value isn't tied just to lineage.
Not solely, no. And it reinforces this with the eunuch. If he avoids wrongdoing and wicked thoughts, he's promised a choice reward and a gratifying heritage.
Again, heritage without descendants. So what's being valued above biological family here?
It seems to be inner qualities. Faithfulness, moral integrity, avoiding evil. The text links noble struggles, perhaps these internal battles, to glorious fruit and unfailing understanding.
Noble struggles. That connects back to the suffering part, maybe. Enduring hardship or temptation virtuously.
It could well do. It suggests that the real legacy, the real fruit, comes from how you navigate life's challenges and maintain your integrity, regardless of whether you have kids.
And just to complete the picture, it contrasts this with the fate of children from unlawful unions, adulterers' children facing dishonor or having no descendants themselves.
Right, which reflects the societal norms of the time about lineage and legitimacy, but also serves as a warning within the text's moral framework. Actions have consequences, for good or ill.
So when you put it all together, the views on suffering and this surprising take on childlessness, is there a common thread, an underlying principle?
I think so. It seems to center on a concept of divine justice, where inner righteousness and faithfulness are paramount. Suffering tests and refines this righteousness for an ultimate reward.
Okay.
And true worth, true fruitfulness, isn't limited by biology, but defined by that same righteousness and integrity, which yields its own kind of eternal legacy. Both ideas emphasize character over circumstance.
Fascinating. These ancient writers were certainly grappling with big universal questions about hardship, meaning life, death, legacy. Questions we still ask.
Absolutely. They offer a specific, faith-based framework for finding meaning even in suffering and value beyond traditional societal expectations like having children.
Which really leaves us with something to think about. How do these ancient ideas, this different way of valuing life and struggle, sit with you today? Do they challenge your own views on worth, purpose, or maybe what constitutes a meaningful legacy?